Howdy folks, how's everybody doing today?
Hey everybody.
Let us know whether or not the audio is good. We're kind of doing a slightly different setup today, and we're about to explain why. So as you may notice, let me move the mic out of the frame. I adjusted it right before I turned off the splash page, and of course it was perfectly in frame. But as you may notice, we're actually playing some Magic the Gathering. I'll give you your commander back. I'll move my commander back. We had a family emergency for one of our players, and as a result, we're not able to do the D&D game itself. Do you mind moving your mat back just a little bit? There we go, perfect. So yeah, two of our players couldn't make it, so instead of playing the D&D game, we're going to just play some straight-up Magic the Gathering. It kind of ties in with what we were doing, so, you know, it's adjacent to the original topic of the stream.
Thematically adjacent?
Yeah, thematically adjacent. So it's me, Ben, Ravensdale Publishing, and...
Me, Samson, Sour Muse.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are going to just play at least one round of Commander. Sorry for the sound of the shuffling there. But Commander's kind of a cool format that I haven't played a lot. Samson's way more familiar with it than I am. And basically the idea is you have a 100 card deck. You can only have one copy of any card in your deck.
Yes.
Other than basic lands. And you have a commander card. And your commander card is basically... One second. Your commander card is your commander. And so all the different commanders have different abilities and stuff like that. But your deck colors can only consist of the colors in your commander's mana cost. So I've got a black-white deck.
Yeah, I'm playing with a Solkanar the Swamp King, so it's a blue-black-red deck. I don't know if you guys can see that.
There you go.
All right.
Yep, and I'm Ariel, Knight of Windgrace. So it's kind of a knight-themed deck. That's the idea behind it. I don't have enough knights to really make it a knight deck, but I'll make it work. So... Please let me know if the audio is okay. I think it's good, but always good to double check. So we've got our starting 7. And then, do you mind if I borrow a D20?
I do not.
I'll swap with you since mine's black-white and this is a black-white die. I'm very superstitious about things like that, so.
We should probably roll to see who goes first.
Oh, right. 8. Looks like I'll go first. Okay, so what have I got here? Do I have anything good? I mean, good is relative, I suppose.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea if we kind of just talk through thoughts while we're playing.
Yeah, I'll be as vocal as I possibly can. So, common rule of thumb is if you have only 2 lands, mulligan. However, if any of you have ever watched Day 9 streaming, what is his show called? I forget. Spellslingers. He always says to mulligan with 2 lands, and he never does, and it almost always pays off for him. However, I think in this case, you know what? I'm going to keep it. It's a dumb idea, but I'm going to keep it. A Savamp, and I will pass turn.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a card, start my turn. I think I'm okay on mana. Only time will tell. I am going to go ahead and play a mountain and pass turn.
All right. Starting my turn, I'm going to draw. That's promising. I'm going to play a swamp, tap both of them for 2 mana, and I'm going to play Swiftfoot Boots. So Swiftfoot Boots is an artifact equipment. I can equip a creature. It gives them hexproof, which means enemy spells can't target it, and enemy abilities can't target it either, which is kind of cool. And it gives the creature haste, so that's kind of spiffy. And that is going to be the end of my turn.
All right. Draw a card.
And I realize that in a more competitive format, me talking about the fact how I started with only 2 land probably wouldn't have been the smartest move. But, I mean, it's a friendly game, so.
I'm going to make him pay. I'm gonna, no.
He's going to gear up for destroying my land.
So I am going to go ahead and play an island. I'll tap down my lands, and I'm going to bring in a Dragon's Claw. It's an artifact. Whenever any player casts a red spell, I gain a life, and I will pass turn.
Okay. Interesting.
So the theme of my deck is kind of not really a theme. It's just kind of some cool stuff thrown together that I wanted to try. And I don't know how successful it is. It's been hit and miss. So I'm going to go and draw a card, start my turn. I'm going to play another island. And it's time to start getting aggressive, I guess. So I'm going to tap down one island, and I'm going to Tomb Scour Ben. It says sorcery. Target player puts the top 5 cards of his or her library into her graveyard. His or her graveyard.
That's for 1 blue mana?
It is a very awesome card.
That is more than awesome. That's unfair. Blue, man, I'm telling you. Oh, you are kidding me.
That's what we want to hear. And then I will pass turn.
I'm going to draw. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pass turn, actually. It doesn't make any sense for me to play that right now.
All right. I'll draw my card. Finally a black land. Play a Vault of Whispers. What am I doing here? I'm going to tap down all 4 of my lands. 1 black, 3 colorless. I'm going to play a Duskmantle Prowler. It is a 2/2 vampire rogue with haste, and it has exalted.
Okay.
And attack phase. And I'll swing for 3.
All right. So that's going to drop me to 17. Actually, wait. Commander was supposed to have 40 life?
Yeah, you start at 40 life.
All right. So in that case, can I get another D20, please?
There's another black and white one right there.
Nice. Staying on brand with the black-white. I like that.
So I have a black-red. But I don't have like a blue-red. That would be great. But we'll just go with the blue one.
Yeah, you got all 3 of your colors in there.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
Represented. And it'll be your turn.
All right, actually, before the end of your turn, I'm going to tap my 3 to cast Grave Purge. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. I'm going to go ahead and put that one on top of my library. Actually, do I have to reveal that? I guess technically it's in my graveyard, so.
Okay.
There we go. Then I draw a card. There we go. That goes in my discard pile. So I'm doing this so that I have at least something to defend with. So now I'm going to start my turn. Draw a card.
No creatures.
Interesting. Okay. I am going to go ahead and cast, or spend 1, cast Ruthless Sniper. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, you may pay 1. If you do, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Then I'm going to go ahead and tap another swamp, and I'm going to equip the Swiftfoot Boots on my Ruthless Sniper. So he has haste and hexproof. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack you for 1.
All right.
I know, it's a whole 1 damage. It's pretty palpable.
Progress.
True. Hold on a sec. Let me just make sure that this cards are showing up okay on stream. Yeah, for the most part, the action's kind of right in center frame. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do what you're doing. I usually like to have my lands up kind of between my main play area and my opponent. But I think for the purposes of the game, I'm going to go ahead and move stuff here so that it looks a little bit more neat.
I actually think, I'm not positive, so if anybody watching can correct me, but I actually think that this is the required format for competitive. Like, you have to have your creatures and stuff.
It makes sense because it means they're closer to your opponents. They can read them and everything like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you were done with your turn?
I'm done with my turn.
Okay, untap. Draw my card. Ooh.
So Samson forcing me to discard 2 of the planes, one of which was actually coming up next, kind of crippled me a little bit. I was going to be able to do some stuff if I had that card, so.
Well, on that note, I think I'm going to do some more milling here.
See, I hate blue, quite frankly. I can't stand it in the slightest.
You know, I do hate blue as well, but I've been playing it a lot lately, and I can see the fun in it, I guess.
See, I see blue as being anti-fun. It's basically the you can't play anything. I'm going to make you discard all your stuff.
Yeah.
Color, and I just don't find that to be entertaining. Anyways,
so 1 blue, 1 black, 1, 2, 3 colorless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mind grind for 3.
Okay.
So opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until she reveals 3 land cards, or he reveals 3 land cards. Then puts all the cards revealed this way into their graveyard. So you have to find 3 land. So 1, 2.
Oh, you are kidding me.
Oh wow! Next 3. Well, I didn't mill a whole lot, but I got lands.
That's what I mean, folks. Blue sucks.
Then I will attack phase.
Okay.
And I will swing for 3.
Yep.
And I will pass turn.
Untap my stuff. I guess it's better than nothing. Spend 4. Cast Demon Male Hauberk. And then I will attack you for 1. Cycle or discard a card. Never mind.
Done?
Hold on a sec. Can you say that? No, it doesn't tell you to discard. Never mind. You're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you get bonuses when you cycle or discard?
Yeah, I can pay 1 colorless, and if I do, I put a -1/-1 counter on target creature.
Oh, that's very interesting. So I'm going to draw a card. Alright, so I'm going to tap out 1 black, 1 blue, 1, 2, 3 colorless. I'm going to drop a Haunter of the Nightvale in. So 3/4 creatures my opponents control get a -1/-0.
Okay.
And attack phase.
Yep.
I'll swing for 3.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Okay, I'm going to untap. It would be interesting to maybe at some point during our actual D&D games to possibly play Magic with decks built for our characters.
Actually, I was thinking of that. I was thinking about doing separate sessions between now and the next session and the session after that, where I was going to meet up with all the players individually, have them craft a deck for their characters.
That would be cool.
They kind of represent their characters, and then maybe kind of figure out a way to incorporate that into the D&D game a little bit.
Have you ever heard of Arch Enemy? It's a
No.
format. So basically, it was sold in packs, and it would have like a pack of oversized cards, and it would also come with a deck. That was the Arch Enemy, and basically the way it worked out was one player would be the Arch Enemy. They would have this deck along with the oversized cards, and they would be playing against everybody.
Oh, okay.
Something like that, and I actually have all 4 sets of the Arch Enemy cards. So something like that might be something you could put together and play against us as a type thing, like the DM versus...
I like that, actually. I think that'd be a lot of fun to kind of change it up a little bit, take Magic and, work into the mechanics of the game. I think we could make that work, yeah. That's a good format.
Okay,
so
yeah, I will...
I think I actually have played that format in the Magic the Gathering, Xbox game.
Okay, yeah.
That was Magic 2013 or
Right.
whatever it was. I think it had something similar where it was you fought Nicol Bolas with 2 other NPC players.
Okay.
So similar kind of idea.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it a lot. It is difficult because those oversized cards are one of those flops every turn, and it's basically a disadvantage for the players and an advantage for the Arch Enemy. So it's kind of crazy, and we could customize it too because, like I said, I have all 4 decks. We can make it very thematically set up for what you want to do. So I went ahead and drew a card.
Okay.
Not really a whole lot to do right now.
I just love it when blue players are like, man, I don't have anything to do after they've just like prevented you from doing anything for 3 turns.
Well, I can't target your guy. Or is that I can't target the swift foot boots, right?
No, he has hexproof.
Okay. So I can't target your guy, so there isn't a whole lot I can do for right now. But I do have my commander Sulkanar here, and I might as well get him involved. So 1 red, 1 blue, 1 black, and 2 colorless. And I will go ahead and cast Sulkanar. He has a red card, so I'm going to gain a life. And he is a 5/5 with Swamp Walk, and whenever a black spell is cast, I gain 1 life. And attack phase.
Yep.
And I will swing for 3.
All right. My turn?
Yep, pass turn.
All right. I forfeit this game. So there is no sense in continuing to play when I clearly am not going to get the land that I need. Yeah. It was at least 4 turns. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was a terrible game. And I would have been fine with those 2 lands if it hadn't been for discard the top 8 cards of your library. So let's try again.
I do have another commander deck. Would you like me to try that one, or it's not?
No. Do whatever you think is best. If you think it's most fun to not let me play cards, then do that. It was a terrible shuffle. So, folks, let us know. Are you Magic the Gathering fans? Do you play already? Oh, shoot. I did not update this again. Sorry for the false advertising on the stream there, folks. Just doing a quick update to the stream info. Okay. There we go. Magic the Gathering. And we'll just do that. Alright. Updated the stream description so it's a little bit more reflective of what we're actually doing. Alright. We're going to get our second game going. That first one was pretty abysmal on my part. Would you like to cut the deck?
Oh, yes. We should probably do that.
All right. Oh, gonna have to mulligan already.
You know what? I am going to mulligan as well because 1 land is not going to cover.
Mulligan is an interesting rule. I'm actually a big fan of it. When I first started playing back in the day, my friends were always like, I don't think mulliganing is an official thing that early on.
Might not have been.
And so a lot of my friends were like, no, you're not allowed to like reshuffle and try again. You just have to play with what you got, even if you had nothing but land or nothing but spells. And it's like, But
yeah, that does not seem fun.
It is not.
I'm really interested in the new format that they're going to be trying out in the GP for mulliganing.
Yeah, what was the deal with that?
So I think, if I understand correctly, basically you can mulligan and you can draw back up to 7 cards. And you can mulligan as many times as you want and draw up to 7 cards. But once you decide to keep your hand, you've got to discard however many cards equal to how many times you mulliganed. So like if you mulligan twice, you've got draw 7, and then you have to discard 2 of those cards.
Oh, did you want to? Sorry, cut again.
So it's kind of interesting. I'm curious to see how that works out for the GP. I think they're going to be trying it. I don't know if it was this weekend or next weekend, but it's an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, I think I like that. It kind of gives you a little bit more. It increases the likelihood people can play the game.
Yeah,
I guess is what I was going to say.
Well, the thing that's really interesting is if you're playing like Dredge or anything with any kind of graveyard love, you're basically setting yourself up pre-game. So there's like a huge advantage to be had by some players that way. So
I guess that's true. Yeah,
it's a really interesting mechanic. I don't know how it's going to go. The previous mechanic was you could mulligan and then you would
mulligan
draw
the
one
first
less.
time for free.
Yeah,
and then the second time you mulligan, you draw 6 cards.
Right.
And the next time you draw 5 cards.
Right.
And
but you could scry at the end of it.
Yeah,
which was nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they got rid of that. Ooh, man.
I'm happy with my hand.
I'm not with mine, but I'm still going to keep it.
You got 6, I got 5, so you go first.
All right. So I'm going to play a swamp. And I will tap my swamp for a Duty Bound Dead. It is a 0/2 Exalted that can regenerate for 4.
Okay.
I will pass turn.
All right, I'm going to draw my card. That's a good card. I'm going to play a Plains and tap it to play a Doomed Traveler. So, Doomed Traveler is 1/1. When he dies, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. So, your turn.
Draw a card. I'm going to play an island.
I'd feel better if he didn't have any blue mana out, but... So, those of you who are watching, let us know. If you play Magic, what colors do you play? I think, generally speaking, I prefer red, green, and white. I think those are my favorites. If I had to do a 2-color deck, generally speaking, I would probably do white and red. Yeah, probably.
I like everything but white.
Really?
I do, yeah. I mean, I see the advantage of it. It's crazy hill, crazy removal, crazy control, but I'm a black mana player, and that's my opposite, so I don't know.
Actually, I will say I've taken more of a liking to black recently. Back in the day, I'd only use black if I was playing a deck that was like heavily themed on vampires or angels. But it's got a lot of good removal spells, and I like graveyard interaction. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely hurts you though, but I mean,
True.
You can plan around that. And
Yep.
I will go ahead and pass turn.
All right. Didn't do anything. I like that. Makes me feel better. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2 to play a Vanguard Shield. Vanguard Shield is an artifact equipment. An equipped creature gets +0/+3 and can block an additional creature. I equip it for 3 mana. And I will pass turn.
Yeah, I'm going to draw a card. Ooh. Quite possibly my favorite card in Magic. And it's the really cool version of it too. Unfortunately, I don't know that I have the mana to make it extremely useful, but I'm still going to pop it because I want to show it off. 1 black, 1 colorless. Play old school Demonic Tutor.
Oh, classic.
Search my library for a card, put it in my hand, shuffle afterwards. So let's see what we got here.
And so Samson actually plays with some of the really cool versions of the cards, the old school stuff.
I've been playing for a little while.
Yeah. I don't know if that's perfectly in focus.
Not to age myself, but...
But that's actually my preferred format for the cards and for the like the style and everything like that. It's kind of got the old school like parchment look down here at the bottom. The borders are just a little bit thicker, like the black border here where it shows the color of the card. I don't know. I love it.
Recently bought a bundle and played with the cards in it, and they were super thin. They were like paper thin, and it's not the same. It feels really weird. I don't know if I really like the way they're going. I understand the reasons for it, and I applaud it if they're trying to be recyclable and all that, but it is definitely, it feels like less value.
Yeah, we were playing a game of Wizard's Tower last night, which the first time I've ever played it. No, it's fine.
Okay.
I trust you. You're not going to cheat.
Alright, so Demonic Tutor into the graveyard, and I will pass turn.
Alright. I'm going to do 2 black and 1 colorless to play a Phyrexian Crusader. First strike, 2/2, protection from red and white.
Ouch.
Pass turn.
Alright. Starting to get scary here. Draw a card. And I'm going to pay 1 blue. I'm going to drop a Soul Ring. Can tap for 2 colorless mana.
Nice. Another classic old school card.
Yeah, I love my Soul Rings. There's not really much more I can do at this point, so I am going to pass turn.
You check this out. This is how old school this card is. It says in the description, this ability is played as an interrupt. I don't think interrupt is a term that's been used in Magic in
A long time.
Like 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Rituals, I think the card type used to be an interrupt. And now they're just instant, so.
Play another planes. Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm so used to playing it the other way. Then I gonna do 1 white, 1 black, 2 colorless, and I'm gonna summon my commander in. So Ariel, Knight of Windgrace, she's got Vigilance, she's 4/4. For 1 white and 2 others, I can tap her to create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. For 1 black, I can tap her and tap X untapped knights I control to destroy target creature with power X or less. So, pretty awesome stuff. And then I will go ahead and attack for 2.
All right. And I'm going to enjoy that too, happily.
Samson, and I will pass turn. Samson's much more gracious about taking damage. I get salty about it.
I've lost a lot of Magic rounds. I'm kind of used to it. I don't want to say I've lost more than I've won, but that might be the case.
I definitely have lost more than I've won. Because as much as I love Magic, I never took it super seriously. Most of my friends that play, they play competitively in some capacity, or they have played competitively, and so they just have the ability to pick up on those synergies that just destroy casual players. So,
okay.
I like the. By the way, I'm just going to call out the dichotomy between my heavy black and red dragon breathing fire armies in the background and Samson's very colorful My Little Ponies as planeswalkers.
This was a collaboration with my daughter, by the way, so
That's awesome.
I actually love this playmat a lot. Although it's seen better days. It got wet and the colors have bled on it, but
Oh, no.
I still love it. So
It looks great though.
yeah,
So
I actually kind of want to do something art-wise with these just because they look awesome. It's kind of a fun thing.
Doing a custom playmat might be kind of cool
That is a
for
good idea.
viewers. So if you're watching and you think that it would be cool to get a playmat, kind of like what Samson's rocking right now, chime up or chime in. Yeah,
Chime
speak
up.
up. Speak up, chime in, whatever. You guys know what I mean. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Actually, I would love to do that for somebody. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going full survival mode here.
Okay.
So 1 blue, 1 colorless. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play Hidden Strings. It's a sorcery. I may tap or untap a target permanent. Then I may tap or untap another target permanent. So I'm going to tap your commander and your Doomed Traveler. Then I can cipher this card, which basically means I exile this spell, but I encode it onto a creature I control, and whenever that creature deals damage to a player, I can basically recast the card over and over.
Okay. Interesting.
So I'm going to cipher it onto my Duty Bound Dead, and I will attack.
Okay.
So I'll swing at you for 1,
Okay.
and I'm going to untap 2 lands.
Okay.
All right, and then I am going to pass turn.
All right. These untap, right?
Yes, yeah, they untap like normal. But I did hit you for 1.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
No problem. Cipher is a really cool ability from the original Ravnica set.
Okay.
Demir used. And I think I have quite a bit of it in this deck, actually. You know what we need to do is play a Magic game and get, like, golf commentators. Because it would just be great.
Right, like sitting back there kind of speaking kind of quietly.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the fireball strategy. That's very interesting. All right. And then, of course, you'd have to have the sound clip of the...
golf clap, yeah.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and tap all 5 mana. I'm going to play Essence Drain, deal 3 damage to target creature or player.
I do not like that.
And I gain 3 life.
And I am going to pay 1 black and 3 colorless to regenerate him.
Oh, I didn't realize he had regenerate.
He does.
Well, fine, whatever. I gain 3 life, so that puts me there and there. Okay. Then I will attack with her since she has vigilance. And I will attack with him.
Okay, so that's 6 total.
Yep.
And 4 of that is commander.
4 of that is commander damage.
All right. So I am down to 32.
And then something that's kind of cool about this format is commander damage is tracked separately. If you take 21 points of commander damage in a game, then you are destroyed. And commander damage is dealt by your commander specifically. So, your turn. Yep.
Tap. Draw my card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We're live on stream at the moment, so.
I am not faring so well here.
Well, I haven't made you discard 8 of your cards, so you know.
That might help me right now, actually.
I'm gonna be begrudging about that for the next little bit, just for the audience's information. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna move this over a little bit,
You're fine.
and I'm gonna put this on my playmat because it's bugging me.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am at max for my hand size. And I will pass turn.
He's got 4 mana on the table, so I know he's got something in his hand that he can do.
That's one of the nice things about blue that I found is as long as you have mana on the table and you're playing blue, there's always the caution. Even if you don't have anything, it's kind of nice. They have to give you the benefit of the doubt.
True that. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do 2 white, 2 other. I'm going to summon Seraph of Dawn. Seraph of Dawn, classic angel. She's actually been around for a little while. Flying with lifelink, so whenever I deal Samson damage, I gain that much life. And she's 2/4, so she's a decent little blocker, and she can deal a decent amount of damage over time too. And I will attack
with both.
Yep, with both.
Now your commander is not flying, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I will block your commander and regenerate my guy.
Okay.
And I will take the other 2 damage.
Sounds good.
All right. Turn. Pure survival mode here, trying to hold out. Okay, time to start discarding. This is unfortunate. What is the most useless card? I am going to discard Grimoire of the Dead, because that is not going to help me in the slightest right now. And I will pass turn.
So this is kind of what I was talking about before, where like if you don't have mana, you kind of just are sitting here watching the other player play, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So I feel you right now.
I'll be all right. Commander, the one thing that's nice about it is because you have 40 life, you can kind of hang in a little bit longer and make a comeback. We'll see how that goes over the next few turns, though.
Yeah, with the last game, it wasn't just that I didn't have a whole lot of land. It's that all the cards in my hand were white, but all of my land was black. So, like, even if I'd gotten another swamp, it wouldn't have done me any good.
Right.
And within the 3 cards that I flipped, one of them was a swamp. Yeah. So, like, I was waiting at least 4 turns to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
So, you did say my turn, right?
Yes, your turn.
Okay, sweet. Cool. I'll take that. 2, 4, okay. I am going to 1, 2, and tap her to create a 1/1. I'll just
I'm just gonna
next to her.
put some more options out here.
Always nice to have counters, just in case. So this white D6 represents 1 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Then I am going to attach my Vanguard shield to my Seraph of Dawn. So she is now a 2/7 and can block an additional creature with flying and lifelink. And I'm going to have her hang out and be my blocker.
Nice.
I will attack for 2 first strike.
I will go ahead and block and regenerate my guy.
Fair enough.
All right.
Your turn.
All right. Well, this helps next turn.
What do we got?
It's a Piranha Marsh. It's a land. Comes into play tapped. When it enters the battlefield, target player loses 1 life. I'm going to go ahead and let that be you.
Oh, man, you don't want to choose yourself?
And I can tap it for 1 black. But
right.
again, next turn. So not helpful this turn, but it does save me from having to discard. And I will pass turn.
Yeah, I think I can do that. I'm going to do 1 black and 1 white, both as colorless mana, to cast Swiftfoot Boots. I'm going to put these on Aerial Knight of Windgrace by paying 1 to equip it. Gives her haste and hexproof. The hexproof is what I'm really interested in. And I am going to attack with her and attack with him. That's 5 total.
Okay. I will block your commander and regenerate my guy. And I'm taking 1 from the Doom Traveler.
Okay.
That leaves me at 29.
Then I'm going to tap a swamp and tap her. I'm going to tap X untapped knights that I control. He's a knight. He's a knight. And destroy target creature with power X or less. So I will destroy him because he's power 2 or less.
All right.
And out of curiosity, how does that cipher thing work since it said to exile the card?
So it is exiled. I can just move it here if that makes you feel better about it.
Well, no. I was just curious because I've never seen that particular mechanic before.
Yeah, it's the card's exiled and then basically grafted onto the creature.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then, how would it work if I, like, let's say I had one of those Oblivion rings.
Okay.
Where I cast it on the creature that this is on. It exiles that creature as long as Oblivion ring is in play. And then if you got rid of Oblivion ring, would this come back as well?
I think so, but I'm not positive.
It makes sense to me because basically this ability has now become part of
It's like
the
grafted
creatures.
into the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it would, but I'm not positive.
Huh, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The only thing with this mechanic is your creature has to successfully connect to the player.
Yeah.
To go off again. But
there's some really cool cards out there that have to deal damage to the opposing player, otherwise their abilities don't trigger.
Yeah.
And I've built decks around those cards and then had my opponent just prevent me from doing anything with that card. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Sorry, pass turn.
All right. So have an additional mana now, finally. But it is unfortunately not the color that I want.
So he's got 5 mana on the board. He's got to be able to do something.
I can do a couple of spells, but they're not necessarily beneficial.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to pay 1 black, 1, 2, 3 colorless, and I'm going to play Bolster Trait Spy.
Okay.
It is a 2/3 vampire rogue with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until she reveals a land card and puts those cards in the graveyard. So you got to mill the one land.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, well.
There's one land.
I gotta be honest, I've been pretty lucky with that mechanic. I think every time he's hit me with a mill until you get X number of lands, I've pulled that number of lands like off the top of my deck.
Yeah.
So
far,
I can't complain about that.
Oh, pass turn.
I mean, I will find a way to complain about it because that's the type of person I am, but I should not be complaining about it.
Yeah, I've actually milled some people out some pretty big strings of cards with that mechanic, especially with the Mind Grind one.
I'm going to play Voice of the Provinces. Flying, when Voice of the Provinces enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 white human creature token onto the battlefield. Put that there. Keep that next to her. Then I will attack for 4. And what the heck, I'll attack for 5.
Okay, and it looks like I'm eating all 5 of that damage.
And 4 that is commander damage.
So that leaves me at 24 with 8 commander damage.
Interesting. Okay. Pass the turn.
Okay. Now we might be able to mount some kind of a comeback here. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh.
So for those of you watching, if you do play Magic, like I said before, please let us know what colors you prefer or what kind of strategies you prefer. And let us know if you have any questions. We are interested in doing some different things, incorporating Magic into the D&D game. We'll kind of figure out how we're going to do that. I kind of like the idea of like there being a significant encounter where you kind of have to do it in a Magic style like game in order to resolve it. Kind of like you said with the archenemy mechanic or format. I think that's really cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I have a couple characters actually in mind where I think that might actually be feasible.
Okay.
So
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I drew a card. I'm over maximum hand size. I have 8 cards in my hand.
Okay.
I can't cast anything. So I am going to discard a card. I'm going to discard Crypt Incursion. Incursion. And I'm going to pass turn.
Starting to feel bad here.
You should not.
Okay.
You should not feel bad.
He's going to do something crazy. All right. I'm going to attack for 3 flying, 1 on the ground, and 4 on the ground.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do in response is I am going to pay 1 blue and 1, 2, 3 colorless, and I'm going to Aetherize to return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands.
That's interesting. So, Okay then. He comes back to my hand. He does not because he was not attacking. She comes back to my hand. So does this guy, but he gets sent away. She goes there, and this is no longer equipped. But this is still a 2/2 white with vigilant. Yeah, with vigilance. All right. Then I am going to do. So it's 1 white, 1 black, and 2 colorless to cast my commander normally. But because I'm casting it again, it's... Oh, wait, it's 2 more colors.
It's 2 additional
I thought
colors.
it was 1 additional color, so I forgot about that. All right, well, never mind then. Let me go ahead and do her again which brings him back out. I will pass the turn.
Okay. Oh, come on, land. 6, 7. Back to max hand size. Any kind of mana fixing would be great too, by the way, right now. I would think that would be amazing.
What would?
Just something to pick a color of mana.
Oh, gotcha.
Would be great. So basically, I can't play any of these cards right now.
That sucks.
And these other ones are way too expensive.
So I used to be a big fan of green. I think green factored into pretty much all of my early decks because I was such a fan of like the ramping, like the Llanowar Elves, the Giant Growth, or was it Giant Growth? No, it was
Giant Growth's 3/3.
Yeah,
counters.
Wild Growth.
Wild
Growth.
Yeah. And then I think is there Rampart Growth? I think as well.
Rampant Growth. And then all the things that would let you search your deck for lands and bring them out. Like I loved that stuff. My turn?
Yeah, we'll pass turn. The only thing that I mean, I really like that mechanic about green. When I first started out, I was definitely a green-black player, 100%. But I started to notice that whenever I was mana ramping and building to my big creatures, it was just so easy for people to remove them that it was frustrating to spend all that time building up just to have it taken away. So I kind of started getting away from green a little bit.
I can see that. I'm going to play a Doomed Traveler and a Devout Chaplain, excuse me. Devout Chaplain, Doomed Traveler you guys saw earlier. Devout Chaplain is a 2/2. If I tap him and tap 2 untapped humans I control, I can exile target artifact or enchantment. Then I will go ahead and do Swiftfoot Boots on my Devout Chaplain, which gives him hexproof and haste. Because he has haste, now it means he can tap. So I'm going to tap this, tap him, and tap my Doom. Actually, I will tap this guy and my Doomed Traveler, and I will exile your Soul Ring.
All right.
Which, I'm not going to lie, is kind of a jerk move on my part, considering the fact that he's been trying to build up mana to do anything. I will pass turn.
All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, above max hand size. But we got to start doing some stuff here. 1 black, 2 colorless. Play an Undercity Informer. He's a 2/3 human rogue. I can pay 1 to sacrifice creature. Target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until she reveals a land card and puts all those into the graveyard.
God.
And since this is not a tap ability, I could do it on this turn, but I don't have the mana for it.
Oh, gotcha.
So I will pass turn.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to tap 1 white and 1 colorless to play an Anointer Priest. She's a 1/3 human cleric. Whenever a creature token enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. And then she has Embalm for 1 white and 3 other. Embalm is exile this card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie human cleric with no mana cost. So that's kind of cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack. That's our 2/2, buddy. And that's our 1/1. I will attack you for 5 in the air.
5.
And then I gain 2 life.
This is going to knock me down to 19.
Okay. I will pass turn.
All right. I'm really hoping I draw a mountain soon because I'm going to do something crazy. 2, 3, 4,
I hope he
5,
draws a
6,
mountain
7,
too,
8.
because doing something crazy is always fun to watch. Even if it means I lose
7, 8.
some cool creatures or something like that.
Okay. So, again, above max hand size, so I have to play a card or discard. I'm going to go ahead and play a card, and it's the Mind Grind again. But it is only for 1 land, because I cannot afford more than that. So 1 creature, 1 land.
I got 1 creature exile or discarded as a result, and a land.
No, past turn.
All right.
Come on, cards. We're going to be here.
Play a Doomed Dissenter. He's a 1/1 black human. When Doomed Dissenter dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Because a creature entered play, I gain a life because of my Anointer Priest. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack for 5 in the air.
5 in the air. I'm going to go ahead and block your 3/3 with my 2/3.
Okay.
Wait, do I want to do this? This guy's a 2/4.
2/7.
2/7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to block your 2/7 with my 2/3.
Okay.
And then I'll take the other 3.
Sounds good.
All right.
Pass turn.
All right. Some top deck magic here. Let's see. No. 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, it's time to start getting rid of some of these cards that I'm never going to cast. So, what is the most expensive thing here? That costs 6. That costs 6. So, we're getting rid of that. I am going to discard a Morgue Burst.
Morgue Burst.
Yeah, this is a great card. So, basically, 6 converted mana cost, 1 black, 1 red, 4 colorless. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Morgue Burst deals damage to target creature or player equal to the power of that card returned this way. So if you had a big creature to bring back, you can do some pretty good damage. But again,
Seriously.
I'm not even I'm just halfway there for the cost on it, and it's not worth hanging on to.
Yeah.
I am going to, however, pay 1 colorless and sacrifice my spy to go ahead and make you mill down to a land. This is the only way I can hurt you right now. Alright, so we got a couple of cards.
Alright.
I will pass turn.
Alright. I'm going to play, it's 2 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 colorless. I'm going to play Seraph of the Suns. 4/4 flying, indestructible. Because it entered play, I gain a life from my Anointer Priest. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to get life from her last turn when you blocked with your other flyer.
Yep.
Then I will attack for 1, 2 on the ground, 2 in the air, 5 in the air.
Okay, so 7 total?
Yep.
Alright. So it's going to knock me down to 9.
Alright.
If I can find it.
I was trying to kind of slow play it, hopefully let him like get a couple land and whatnot. Then I probably shouldn't have exiled his Soul Ring because that definitely slowed him down. So
this is how I'm going to see this turn going. If I can't top deck something that's going to change it up for me right now, then I'm definitely going to concede because you can do more than 9 damage.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's see what this is. It is an interesting card. Can't afford it. So I am going to concede.
if I had not destroyed your Soul Ring, would you have been able to do some stuff?
A little bit, but it would have been really kind of prolonging. I needed a mountain is really what
okay.
the problem was.
Where was your closest mountain? Oh, yeah, you had a bunch of
I
red
have
in your
no
hand.
idea. Let's find out. Ooh, there was another land.
Okay.
And another land. But again, oh yeah, so 4 plays away.
4 plays away.
I would not have survived that long.
Yeah. Is that an Ice Age mountain?
It might have been. Yes, it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ice Age was one of those sets that nobody really talks about. It's kind of like everybody just agreed to forget about Ice Age.
Well, you know, they actually, when they went to the block format, where they were doing like 3 sets per block or whatever,
Yeah.
they actually revisited Ice Age and had 2 other sets for it, but they're like
did they?
broken by like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I think it was a Cold Snap and I can't remember the name of the other set. But
Huh.
they're kind of broken apart, but it is considered part of the Ice Age block.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
Yeah, there's some decent cards in there. They played with the snow-covered land mechanic a little bit more and stuff, so it was nice.
Very cool. Speaking of Ice Age, it just reminds me of the Icy Manipulator.
Icy Manipulator.
Icy Manipulator, man. Another classic card. It was just one... No, it was two colors to cast, one color to activate, right?
I think so, yeah.
And it let you just tap or untap any target permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite lock type card, because that's what I would refer to that as, because you're basically locking up a card, is the Maze of Ith, which is a really old land.
Maze of Ith, that sounds familiar.
So it didn't do anything other than you tap it to tap a target creature. So as soon as somebody would say attack phase, you could just lock up their creature. Yep. You couldn't do anything with it, and also you didn't have to untap it during your untap phase, and it stood locked as long as you were tapped.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you have 4 of those in there. You basically get to choose 4 of your opponent's creatures and be like, yeah, you can't do anything with them.
Love that card. Actually, I have one of them, but it's not in this deck. I don't know. I have it in something, but I'm not sure in what.
You want to do one more? See if we can both get decent...
Oh, yes. Yeah, let's go for the tiebreaker. It's 1-1.
All right. We're going to try one more time, folks, see if we can't get something a little bit more interesting. I was going to cut my own deck, which is cheating. Judge. Judge, 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 judge.
All right. Nope. Not. Ooh, maybe. I hate myself for it, but I'm keeping it.
Same here. We're both in the same boat, folks. Oh.
Nice.
Samson wants to go first.
And
so close. So close.
Okay, so...
Oh, you might want to reset your...
I do.
I don't mind if you want to play with only 9 life to start with, but...
Alright, back up to 40 life, and I'm going to play a Crumbling Necropolis, which comes into play tapped, and I can tap for either blue, black, or red.
Nice.
Mana fixed immediately. Alright, pass turn.
Alright, I'm going to play one... Oh,
You get to draw a card.
I'm going to draw a card. I will play a Plains. I will tap it to cast Selfless Cathar. He is a 1/1 for 1 white. For 1 white and 1 other, I can sacrifice him and give all creatures I control +1/+1 until end of turn. Pass turn.
Alright. Draw a card. Going to drop down a island. And I should probably save this for something bigger, but I need the stall. I'm going to pay 1 blue, and I'm going to unsummon your Selfless Cathar. And I will pass turn.
It's cool. He's always welcome back at home. He can continue living with his parents. Nothing wrong with that. Interesting. I'm going to play a Plains, and then I am going to cast an Aven Squire. 1/1 flying with Exalted, and I will pass turn.
Alright. Should have saved it for him. Drawing a card. Yeah, here's that whole mana theme coming in to play. So let's do this. I am going to pay 1 black, and I'm going to drop an enchantment in called Shrieking Affliction. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in their hand, they lose 3 life.
Okay.
So if you go down to 1 or less, you'll lose 3 life every upkeep. And then I am going to pay 1 blue, and I am going to Tomb Scour you for the top 5.
Let's see what we got. I mean, we got a Doomblade, which kind of stinks, but
Nice.
the thing that really is annoying...
Any creatures?
This is the one that's really annoying for me. I don't know if you can read that or not. Angelic Benediction. It's exalted, but it's an enchantment, which is interesting. And then whenever a creature I control attacks alone, I can tap target creature. And then Bladed Bracers, which would have been cool to get. Not the end of the world. And then a couple of planes, of course.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yes, I'll pass turn.
Oh, I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play another Plains. I will tap it to bring out my Selfless Cathar. Then I will attack you for 2.
All right.
Flying.
I'm taking that too.
And it is your turn.
All right.
Are there any creatures in there?
Tapping.
No, there are not.
Drawing a card. Unfortunately, I'm not playing anything this round. I'm going to pass turn.
That would fill me with more confidence if he didn't have 2 blue mana available to him.
I keep him guessing.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and attack you for 2 in the air.
All right, and I'm taking that 2 damage.
Your turn.
All right, I'm gonna draw a card. Ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's do this just to get it out. Pay 1 black, 1 colorless. I'm going to play a Wit of Precinct 6. He is a 1/1 zombie, and he gets a +1/+1 for each creature card in an opponent's graveyard. So I need to start getting some creatures in that graveyard so he can start getting big. And I will pass turn.
Okay. Huh. I'm going to pay 2 colorless to bring out the Ring of Zathrid. I will spend 1 to equip it onto my Aven Squire. So, Ring of Zathrid is for 2 colorless. I can regenerate the equipped creature. At the beginning of my upkeep, if that creature is black, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. Since I don't have any creatures right now, it's just going to hang out there on my Aven Squire. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack you for 2 in the air.
All right. I am down to 34.
Okay, and I will pass turn.
Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit helpful. Pay 2 colorless. I am going to cast a Demon's Horn. Whenever a player casts a black spell, I gain a life.
That's actually really beneficial for him because I have a lot of black spells in my deck, so I'm going to be feeding him life when I do stuff.
And I will pass turn.
Okay. Spend a white to cast an Elite Vanguard. Oh, sorry, he didn't taps there. Then I will attack you for 2 in the air.
All right.
It is your turn.
Tap. Draw a card. Hallelujah. It is a land. Alright, so I'm going to tap all 3 land, and I'm going to play a Rakdos Cluestone, which I can tap to add a black or a red mana. Then I will pass turn.
Okay.
So 1 round, 2 mana. That's a good round.
Spend 1 to equip this onto my Elite Vanguard, and then I'm going to attack you with my Elite Vanguard. So it's going to be 3.
3 damage?
Yep.
Alright. Down to 29.
Okay.
Alright. Untap. Should be able to start doing something now.
It's not like I've been doing much, quite frankly.
Okay. So again, going to try to build up my wit. So we've got to get some graveyard synergy happening over there on Ben's side.
So why do I get the feeling that means he's going to make me discard stuff from my deck?
1, 2 black, 1, 2 colorless. I'm going to play a Grizzly Spectacle, which is 1 black card, so I'm going to gain a life.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, it's an instant. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Its controller puts a number of cards equal to that creature's power on the top of his or her library into their graveyard. So this is your biggest creature.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have hexproof, correct?
No.
And I'm going to go ahead and destroy that.
I'm going to spend 2 to regenerate it.
Okay.
But I still discard 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Swamp.
actually, does it get a plus from this?
Only when it's attacking.
Okay, sweet. So 2.
And Seraph of the Suns.
Perfect. So there was one creature in there. So my wit is now a 2/2. Discarding this. And passing turn.
I'm going to go ahead and attack you
For 3.
for 3.
All right.
Then I'll pass the turn.
Down to 27. Drawing a card. Okay. So let's try this then. 1 black, 1 blue, 1 colorless. I'm going to play Pilfered Plans. Sorcery. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And then I get to draw 2 cards.
Okay. In response to that, I'm just going to play this real quick. I'm going to play Start, which is going to let me summon 2 1/1 white warrior creature tokens with Vigilance. And that's going to go in there. And then I'm going to do 2. It's a Skillful Lunge and a Skursdag Flare.
Perfect. That was the goal. Get a creature. This is also a black spell, so I'm going to gain a life off of it.
Okay.
And let's see what I drew here. I have not played a land this turn, so I'm going to drop in a Vault of Whispers.
Okay.
Then I'm going to play 2 to drop in the red equivalent of a Demon's Horn, which is a Dragon's Claw. So any red spells gain me a life.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then I will pass turn.
This is starting to get really, really tiring. All right, I'm going to attack you for 3.
All right, I'm taking it. Down
Your
to
turn.
25. Draw a card. Pull the land card, but that is not coming into play right now because it'll hurt me. So let's do this. Pay 1 blue and 1 2 colorless. Play Call to Mind. It's a sorcery. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. I'm going to pull Grisly Spectacle back to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will pass turn.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, great. I get to discard something. Doom to center, so now he's a 4/4. Attack you for 3.
And I will block.
Okay. I'm going to pay 2 and sacrifice my Selfless Cathar. Oh wait, if I do that, that immediately makes him a 5/5, doesn't it?
Yes. You could sack a token, which wouldn't go to your graveyard.
You're right. But I have to sacrifice Selfless Cathar in order to
okay.
get the ability. So, hold on a sec. I can't do that. Frick. Alright, well, I'll just pay 2 to regenerate him.
Okay.
Your turn.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card.
Thought I was going to be clever, and then I realized I was 1 mana short to do what I thought I could do.
So we're gonna do this: 1 blue, 1 black, 1, 2, 3 colorless. I'm gonna drop in a Haunter of the Night Veil.
Yep.
3/4 creatures. My opponent's control get -1/-0. It is a black spell, so I'm gonna gain a life off of it. And I will pass turn.
Okay. There we go. I'm going to do 1 and 2 colorless to play Village Cannibals. That's a black, so he gains a life. Whenever another creature, human creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Village Cannibals. Then I'm going to spend 1 to bring that over. And then I will attack you in the air for, that is going to be 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
All right. Actually, I'm just going to move this artifact down here because it's mana generation. Draw a card.
All right.
I'm going to play a Demir Aqueduct. It comes into play tapped, and when I tap it, I add a black and a blue. So it's 2 mana.
Okay.
I see no reason for this to not happen, so how much mana do you have untapped?
1.
Actually, I'm going to do this. 1 red, 1 blue, 1 black, 1, 2 colorless, and I'm going to go ahead and summon Solknar.
Okay.
So he is both a black and a red, so I'm going to gain 2 life. And he has Swamp Walk, and I am going to pass turn.
All right. He gets a +1/+1 counter because it's the beginning of my upkeep. Draw a card.
You going at the beginning of every upkeep?
Yep, beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on a equipped creature if it's black.
Oh, nice. That's going to get big fast.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm going to go ahead and do one black and 2 white. I'm going to cast Finish, Aftermath. Cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. As an additional cost to cast Finish, sacrifice a creature. I sacrifice one of these guys. That was a human creature who died, which means he gets an extra +1/+1 counter. Destroy target creature. I'm going to go with your Solkanar.
Okay, that is a black spell.
Yep.
I get life off the Demon Horn and the Solkanar, so I'm going to gain 2 life really quick. And Solkanar will go away. I'm going to put a little counter on him just so I know how many times I've cast him.
Okay. So he's 4/4. Gives him +1/+1. Wait, hold on. 4/4. He's got 4. I think he takes 1 off, so he's a 3/4. I'll attack with him.
And how much is he doing?
He's doing 3 damage.
Okay, wait, after this?
Yep.
Okay, I'll take the 3.
Okay. Pass turn.
All right. Draw a card.
I thought you were telling me to draw a card. I was like, wait, why? What did I do?
How do I want to do this?
You want to tap all your land, but not cast any spells.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got 4, 5. Neither one of those two will do anything. So 5. I can survive an all-out attack. So I'm going to pay 1 red, 1, 2, 3, 4 colorless to cast Clever Riot or Cleaver Riot. I think it's Cleaver Riot.
Cleaver Riot, yeah.
Creatures I control gain double strike until the end of turn.
Nice.
And I'll declare my attack phase.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and swing at you. So that would be 3, 4 for 7.
But it's 7 twice, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and block him the first time. So that's going to give him +1/+1. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack. Block him. Because it's 3.
Yeah, it's not trample. So you block this guy. He's effectively out of the picture now.
So I'll block this guy as well.
Okay.
So I'll block 7 of it. He dies.
This is going to go up.
This goes up as well.
This was a red spell, so I'm gaining a life off of it. Oops. 28. And I am passing turn. 4, 5.
Okay, but I took another 7, right? Because they hit me again.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So double strike, the way it works, they attack once during the first strike round, and then they attack again in the normal round. So during the first strike round, if they got blocked, they die. Like my creatures die, and then they hit me, and they attack again, and they hit me.
Okay.
So I'll take 7.
All right.
At least I'm pretty sure that's the way or double strike works. Let me know if I'm wrong. But and he gets another +1/+1. That's really tempting, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend 1 and 2 others to cast a grave purge. Put any number. Yep, you gain a life. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. I'm going to take all the creature cards out of my graveyard, which drops him back down to a 1/1. It's going to let me spend 1. All right, draw a card. I spend 1. Ah, shoot. I'm not paying attention to where my stuff is. This was on 13, and this was still there. So bring him into play. That gets discarded. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to attack you for 9.
9. That leaves me at 20.
Okay. Pass turn.
All right. So this is kind of a good thing for me because I've been holding on to a land I can't play because of his graveyard, but I can play it now. So I'm going to drop in Bojuka Bog. When it enters the battlefield, it exiles your graveyard.
But I like my graveyard.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. It's not benefit for me anymore. It needs to go away. All right.
Actually, honestly, that's not the end of the world for my deck because I don't have a lot of stuff that brings instants and sorceries out of my graveyard. I've got a lot of stuff that brings creatures back, but that's it.
Okay, so here's how we're going to play this. This taps for a black and a blue, so that's 2. Then I'm going to tap that for another, so 1 black, 2 colorless. And I'm going to play a Stab Wound. And it's an enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2 at the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller. That player loses 2 life.
Okay.
So that's going to go to that.
So he is going to be -2/-2.
Then I'm going to pay 4.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Let me finish that, then we'll get into it.
Okay. I'm going to pay 4 colorless, and I'm going to bring in a Horns of Deafening, or a Horn of Deafening. It's an artifact. I can pay 2 colorless and tap it to make target creature deal no damage in combat this turn.
Okay.
And the Stab Wound was a black, so I'm going to gain a life off of it. And then, what was your question?
So, if I were to just regenerate this guy, his counters go away, but so does the enchantment, right?
I don't think so.
No?
I
It
don't
all
think
stays?
so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think everything stays on him.
I think it's an old school way of doing regeneration,
Right.
so...
Yeah, because then you would have to re-equip the equipment
exactly.
every time too and stuff. Yeah.
So... Alright. Attack phase? Oh,
yes. Okay, so
that goes there, but that goes there. These go there and there. This comes to me. Okay, that's cool, but it's not what I really want to do. I'm going to do 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to cast Voice of the Provinces. 3/3, flying. When she enters the battlefield, I bring in a 1/1 white human creature token. So there's that. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attack you for... Oh, that's only 1, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. I'll attack you for 1.
is it flying?
Nope. 2, that's flying. And then I will attack you with this guy.
Okay. So the flying guy is doing nothing, right? Or
Oh, you're right. I forgot about
exalted?
the -1. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
So I don't need to worry about him. This guy is doing
He's 6'6", 5'6". He's 5'6".
5/6.
Yep.
Okay. And then this guy is doing, he's a 1/2,
1.
and you're tapped
He's a
out
1/1.
mana.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to block your 1/1 with my 3/4,
Okay.
which will make the width
Make him bigger.
bigger as well. And then I'm taking
It's 7 now.
7.
Yep.
All right. So that leaves me at 14. And that should be the last time I get hit by that guy. Because Horn of Deafening.
Fair. It is now your turn.
All right. So let's see if we can make some adjustments to get this a little bit more in my favor. And that will help immensely. So, going to pay 1 black and 1 colorless for Demonic Tutor again.
Mm-hmm.
So black spell, so I'm going to gain a life. Put me at 15. Search my deck.
Regenerating a creature does untap it, though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, folks. Who do you think's gonna take this one? I've got more life, but right now I feel like Samson's got more momentum as far as like being able to cast some of the stuff that he's got. So I kind of been hampered by not having that swamp that he made me discard like 6 turns ago.
Sometimes that's the one setback.
Yep.
I think there's a couple ways to go here. I'm going to take this card into my hand. See how this works out.
I definitely think this game is a lot more even, though.
Do you want to cut that or? All right.
So one of the things Samson mentioned earlier that the pack of magic cards that we bought for our Wizards Tower match last night felt really thin, and I totally agree with that. I'm kind of thinking now that actually might be like, sure, Wizard of the Coast did it from the perspective of, oh, they're supposed to be more recyclable, and so now we have to go thinner cards. But it also means that as people are like shuffling and stuff like that, they're more likely to bend, which means you can't use them in any kind of an official deck. Yeah. So then you have to go out and buy a new copy of the card.
Right.
So it's...
Which could be part of the strategy for them as well. I mean...
Yeah.
As much as I love Wizards of the Coast, they are a company and they're in it for money, so...
Well, yeah, and they've proven time and time again they're more interested in money than they are anything else.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I get it. Like Samson said, they're a company, they're out to make money, they have to pay their employees, yada, yada, yada. But...
Yeah. I'm going to pay 2 black, 2 colorless, and I'm going to play Grizzly Spectacle again. I'm going to destroy your Voice of the Province. So that should bump him up. And it is a black spell, so I'm gaining a life. Then I'm going to pass turn.
I'm going to do 2 white and 3 other. Cast Sarah Angel. Then I'm going to cast spend 1 black. Cast Disentomb to bring the Voice of the Province back into my hand.
Gain a life.
Gain a life. I will attack you in the air for 1.
Okay. 16.
Your turn.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Beginning of my upkeep, that actually got bigger.
Oh, and you should have taken 2 damage as well.
Thank you. You're right.
Draw a card. This is interesting, but not really beneficial. So I'm going to play a Thespian Stage. Actually, it doesn't come into play tapped. I can tap it for 1 colorless mana, or I can pay 2 colorless and tap it to become a copy of a target land and gains its ability. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that it would really benefit me right now, but it's there for whatever. And I just realized I don't have any duplicate lands at all. These are all one-offs.
You're right. They're all unique.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to pay 1 red and 1, 2, 3 colorless. And I'm going to cast Lord of Shatterskull Pass. He's a 3/3 leveler. I can pay 1 red and 1 colorless to level him up. And I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to pay 1 red and 1 colorless to give him 1 level. And make him a level 1, which will turn him into a 6/6 creature.
Okay.
And it is a red spell, so I'm going to gain a life off of it. And I will pass turn.
All right. Untap, untap, draw.
And get the plus.
Thank you. So he actually gets to be a 7 plus 7. He goes down to that. Yep.
I'm a little curious what everybody's favorite format for playing is. Are you standard players, modern, EDH, two-headed giant? What's your guys' favorite format to play for Magic? I actually personally really enjoy making up game modes. There was one we played with a friend a while back where I believe there were 5 of us playing. We would use a 6-sided die that you had to roll at the beginning of each turn, and whatever number came up, if that's the only person you could affect in that turn. If you rolled your own number, it was player's choice, and if you rolled the neutral number, it would be a random attack.
You get a life.
One black. So I definitely like doing homebrew versions of Magic, just because it makes it more fun.
Right. All right, attack phase.
What is this guy?
Skiersdag Flare. Sorry, 1 black and 1 colorless. For 3 black and 3 colors, and tap in, sacrifice a human, destroy target creature. He's a 1/1.
Interesting.
I can't imagine him being used in any way, shape, or form.
I am going to go ahead and make your village cannibals ineffective in combat. It's not tapped.
Oh, gotcha.
They just deal no damage.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, I will choose to attack with just my Sarah Angel for 4 flying.
I'm good. 3. I'm at 14 life.
Okay. I will pass turn.
Okay. Draw a card.
Oh, he actually should have dropped down by 1 because of this.
Oh, you pulled it back out.
And did I do this for the beginning of my turn?
You did.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So,
It's interesting because I was looking at your Lord of Shatterskull Pass and was like, so that's 1 red and 3 others for a 6/6 creature, but really it's not. It's 2 red and 4 colorless in total.
right.
So it's really not that far off from a standard 6/6 creature.
It's not really.
It might be just a little bit more expensive than like a green 6/6, but that's because you can level it up to level 6 and give it yet another ability.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what that ability does.
So it's basically kind of game ending. It says whenever Lord of Shatterskull Pass attacks, it deals 6 damage to each creature defending player controls.
Okay.
So it's basically a board wipe every turn.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's where the flare is going. So let's get it going now.
That's a mean
attack
assumption
phase?
to make. All right.
Okay, so that ability actually isn't active until it's +6 level.
Okay.
But attack phase, I am going to go ahead and swing at you for 6.
Just 6 straight up.
6 straight up.
I will block with my 1/1
All right.
human token.
It is dead.
Actually, damn. I already declared it. It's fine.
Okay.
Because a human died, he goes up by 1.
All right. And I am going to pass turn.
Shenanigans are afoot, folks. Something's up. He goes up to 9. I drop down to 25. Draw my card. Man, I wish I'd had that before. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1 and 1 to play an Unruly Mob.
I guess bonus is 2, right, when something dies?
Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Unruly Mob. He's a 1/1.
I've actually seen those get really big.
Yeah. Actually, in the Magic 2013 game that I was playing, I think it was 2013, 2012 maybe, I don't remember. There was a white deck that I liked a lot because it had a Champion of the Parish. For every human creature that comes into play, it gets +1/+1, and I think it's a turn 1 drop, turn 2 drop, one of the two. So you could bring out a bunch of humans. If you get this guy out as well, and then all those things start dying, both of them just start getting humongous.
Starts feeding into itself.
Yeah.
It is beautiful when a well-oiled machine starts working like that.
I agree. Then I am going to do 1 and 3 others to sacrifice this guy. I'm going to tap him, sacrifice this guy,
Destroy this.
I'm going to destroy that.
All right. So he goes up by 2 or by 1.
And then this goes up by 1 because a human creature died. And then this goes up by 1 because a creature that I controlled died. Yep. I think that's it. Combat.
Okay. I am going to pay 2, and he will not do any damage.
I'll attack you for 4.
All right. I am down to 10.
Sarah Angels, man, they're clutch. I love these things.
Classic clutch.
Oh, yeah.
Pass turn?
Pass turn.
All right. Let's see what we can do here.
Now, these are one of the things that I love about Magic. And it's going to get a little bit nerdy here for a second. And some of you may know this already. It may be obvious to you. But one of the things I love... So, like, I've got 2 flyers here. He has no flyers, right? I could be hitting him for 4 damage plus 1 damage from this flyer to do a total of 5 damage. The problem is, he's got his creature out here that gives all of my creatures -1 to their power. So that's 3 and 0. So, as a result, like, I could theoretically attack with both of these, but then that would be 3 damage, whereas if I just attack with her, his Exalted gives her +1, so it's 4 damage. I just love the interactions on stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
And that's a fairly basic one, but I'm a fairly basic guy. So
all right, we can't have that hanging around anymore. So we're going to do 1 red, 1 colorless, and we're going to Searing Spear your flare for 3 damage.
No. I like that guy.
It's a red spell, so I'm gaining a life.
He, however, goes up to 11, and he goes up to 3, and he goes to there.
Okay. Then... Then we're going to have to hold right there. I will pass turn.
Okay.
Upkeep triggers.
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry. 3, and he goes up to 12. I am going to do 1 black and 1 other. You'll gain a life. I'm casting a Doomed Dissenter. Then I'm going to do... Yeah. 1. To play Honed Kopesh. And I will spend 1 to equip it. So Honed Kopesh is 1 colorless. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. The equip cost is 1. So I spent 2 colorless, 1 to cast it, 1 to equip it onto my Sarah Angel. So now she's running around with an Egyptian-style sword called a Kopesh. She's a badass. Then, attack phase.
Okay, I'm going to...
I will attack you for 4.
All right.
Or no, 5. Sorry. Because it's 4 +1 -1 +1. So.
+1. Exalted.
Yep.
It doesn't have vigilance, does it? It does.
It does.
Actually. So
Sarah Angel, man.
I'm down to 7.
Okay.
Done?
Your turn.
Okay. All right. This is extremely helpful.
Hopefully it's not too helpful.
1, 1, 2. Hover barrier, 0/6 defender with flying.
Ooh. That's kind of annoying, actually, if I'm completely honest.
And then I will pass turn.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 2. all 6. Cast Voice of the Provinces. It's going to bring out a 1/1 white human creature token onto the battlefield. Oh, sorry. Beginning of turn. Where is it? There it is. And then I am going to attack with just my Doomed Dissenter.
Okay.
For 2. Or for 1, actually.
I'll make it so it doesn't do combat.
Oh, I should have declared attack phase first. My bad.
No worries.
Alright.
Alright. Oh, that's not very helpful.
It's kind of where I've been for a little while now.
So, is it Guildgate?
Okay.
And I unfortunately have to pass turn.
Alright.
Gone below 20 finally. I'm barely clinging on to life, but he's below 20.
Okay. I'm going to do Cartouche of Solidarity. 1 white enchantment. Enchant creature you control. When Cartouche of Solidarity enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. That's slightly different from the 1 white warrior creature token that this create. That is a blackgammon die.
There's a little bit of everything in this.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this enchantment on my Sarah Angel, meaning that she is now 4/4, 5/5, 6/6. I am going to go ahead and attack, or declare attack. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to make him
Okay.
not too damaged.
I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Sarah Angel.
Okay, and she's doing 6 damage?
She's doing 6 points of damage.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yep.
So I'm at 7 life. I'm just going to kind of talk this out for anybody watching. I could let that through and survive, but I don't know what he's holding in his hand. Potentially, and it's just her that's attacking, right?
Just her.
So potentially he could pump it. Could block it, but I'm going to lose my creature. Is it doing 6 or 5?
Doing 6.
So it's doing 7 normally.
So it's 6 total. When it attacks alone, it's doing 7. Minus 1 is 6.
Because the exalted, right,
Yep.
right. Okay. So I clearly misplayed something here. I'm going to go ahead and block with my hover barrier.
Okay. Pass turn.
All right. So I need to pay a little bit more attention to my triggers. Drawing a card. Finally, a duplicate land.
He's got 2 islands, everybody. He's going to be fine.
Huh. And pass turn.
What? So 17. Where is it? 17. This goes up to 15. Draw my card. Attack phase.
Okay. I'm going to pay 2, make him
All right.
so he can't do damage.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to attack with everything.
Okay.
So
Okay. So your flyer is doing
5.
Okay, so your flyers total though. How many flyers do you have?
So he's 3 flyers. Sorry. So he's technically 0-1. She's a 5-6. She's a 2-3. He's 0-1, 0-1, 0-1, 3-4.
Okay. So I can't block your flyers. So I only have 7 life. They're doing 7 damage exactly. So I'm gonna die.
Okay.
That. So let's do that. I'm dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn you had something in your hand.
I did, but I misplayed it. I completely misplayed something.
What was it?
So I had a deflection.
Mm-hmm.
I should have taken your this. I should have taken that from you.
Oh, gotcha. So deflection again, old school, but a really cool spell. It's actually one of my favorites from the Ice Age set.
Yeah.
So it says target spell, which must have a single target, targets a new legal target of your choice. So if I'm casting an enchantment on one of my creatures, he can choose to put it on one of his creatures. Or if I'm casting an enchantment like a pacifism on his creature, he can put it on one of my creatures.
Yeah.
So that's even cooler, in my opinion, than just a straight counter spell.
Yeah.
Because it's basically going, hey, that cool thing that you're about to do, I think I'm going to take that instead.
I'm going to use it how I want.
Which is exactly what blue is all about.
Yeah. All right. Well, good game.
Good game. Yeah, that was... I love games where everybody gets land out and can do stuff. I don't think I cast my commander at all that game. I kind of forgot she was there.
Yeah, I don't think you did second time. Or third match.
Sorry, Ariel. You're cool and all. No offense. Nothing personal.
Just didn't need you.
Yeah, exactly. And I gotta say, this Avon Squire, he paid for his rent. Like, he earned
Exalted is an amazingly underrated ability.
it. It really is.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'd had that enchantment that gave me Exalted too.
Yeah.
And I would have been able to tap stuff if I attacked alone. But someone had to make me discard a bunch of cards.
Hey. Gotta try and win, right?
Oh, don't forget Stab Wound is yours. I gotta say, Stab Wound is one of those cards that I hate, but I freaking love.
Yeah.
It's really good. Because I was like, man, how can I get rid of this stupid stab wound? And then because it was Commander, I didn't have to worry about it.
Right.
In any other format, that probably would have killed me.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's I think it's called Recumbent Bliss. It's a white, 1 black, or 1 white, 1 colorless. I believe that's how much it costs. But you basically pacify a creature, but you gain 2 life off of it every upkeep.
Nice.
That is very good.
That's a really good card, yeah.
I believe that's what it's called.
Is it black?
No, it's a white card.
So okay, so that's good in a black-white deck.
From, I want to say it might be from the Mirrodin block.
Okay.
So I probably got some extras, which might not be a bad thing to throw in your deck there.
So my next card was a swamp, of course. I would have been able to cast my Phyrexian. What is he? Phyrexian something knight. What is he? Hold on.
The black
Phyrexian
2/2.
Crusader. Yeah, I was going to be able to cast him, and I had a murder sitting in my hand. I was just waiting for another swamp to use. So.
This is the card that would have saved me, but I have no... He was buried at the bottom.
Oh, yeah?
But basically, when he comes into play, he destroys all non-artifact, non-black creatures. Which would have been extremely helpful for me.
Yeah, that would have wiped my board, except for the cannibals.
But I wasn't worried about him because I had the Horn of Deafening, so...
Stupid Horn of Deafening. It's basically an icy manipulator for creatures.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Again, sorry we didn't get to D&D today, but we are planning on playing next Sunday. That is March 3rd, 1 p.m. on this channel, and everybody should be here and ready to go.
And on next Sunday, we'll talk a little bit more off of camera and figure out exactly how we're going to give somebody an awesome free art playmat.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be My Little Ponies, but I mean, if you're into that, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They look cool. Just we'll have details next week.
I didn't realize it at first, but I realized that this is Chandra.
Yes.
This is Liliana Vess.
Yep.
Who is this?
This is Nisa Ravine. She is an elf green planeswalker from Ravnica.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who we got here?
This is Elspeth. She is a white human. I'm not sure what plane she's from, actually.
Okay.
She might be from... Oh, no, she's actually from Zendikar. Nisa is.
Okay.
She might be from Ravnica, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
She technically in the lore, I believe, is dead right now, though.
Oh, gotcha. And then who's the last one?
Tamio, the Moon Sage. She's from Innistrad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Well, please feel free to follow us here on Twitch or on YouTube if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube. We would definitely appreciate followers, subscribers, etc. Feel free to tune in tomorrow night. That is Monday, February 25th, if I remember correctly. Yeah, let's check our phones real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. So feel free to join us tomorrow night, February 25th at 7 p.m. Every Monday, Samson and I do our Ravensdale Writes Comics stream, and we're actually writing a comic book live, writing and drawing a comic book live. Samson's drawing, I'm writing, and we do a little giveaway where you can get some stickers, you can get a pin, and you can even potentially get a sketch. We're trying to hit 50 followers so we can do our next giveaway, so tell your friends, come check out the stream, and we will see you then.
Yeah, sounds like a fun time. See you guys there.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next time.